Forehead's humongous. Let's cover that up a little bit. Okay. Hi friends, I'm Yizzy Pop. I'm a cosplayer, an artist, and a creator. This video is going to be impromptu. Is that the word I'm looking for? It is unscripted, and I've decided to record this last minute, so please bear with me because I don't know. I haven't formulated or organized my thoughts really for this video. This video is going to be about me going to a Pokemon event. If you can't tell, I am just like one of my favorite Pokemons, my friend Gengar right here. Say hello, Gengar. As of lately, I've been feeling a little more introverted on the ambivert side of the range of ambivertedness. I made a video, my very first video on this channel is how to make cosplay friends as an introvert slash ambivert, and I think I was able to give out some pretty good tips and advice for people who are a little bit more introverted like me. I don't know, as of recently, I've just been feeling a little bit more like I want to challenge myself, if that makes sense. I am a young adult, and obviously you can experience introvertedness or ambivertedness at any age, but I am a young adult in my almost mid-20s. I'm old. And sometimes it gets to me that I have a harder time, or I feel like I'm having a harder time talking to people in social spaces or being uncomfortable in environments that I'm not used to socially. I wanted to kind of make this video as a little sort of vlog-ish, but also like just a personal documentation of me trying to go to a social event, sort of, and kind of put myself out there more, like social anxiety exercising, if that makes sense. Disclaimer, I don't think there's anything wrong with being introverted, ambiverted, or having social anxiety. Obviously, that is something I experience, but it is just a personal goal for me to become better at approaching strangers, being able to strike up conversations, or just be more comfortable in environments that I'm not used to. I'm going to be talking about this event that I went to and sort of connect things that I did or things that I had talked about in my previous video about making friends as a cosplayer that's introverted and relating them back to things that I feel like I had happened to try that day. Yeah, even though I made that video talking about, oh, these are ways you can make friends as an introvert, I am definitely still someone who struggles with that a lot. Hope you guys enjoy this video. It'll be intermittently me talking here to you guys, as well as sort of vlogish style clips from the event. So yeah, so there is this Pokemon event that happens around where I'm at. I decided to go as like my Gengar trainer OC, but it's pretty much just my Gengar onesie and me carrying Gengar around. The event is called Trainer Con. I just was under the impression that there would be other cosplayers there, and when I went, there was like 3 other cosplayers there, maybe. It was funny because as my friend and I were driving up to the location, he asked me, he was like, "Are you sure other people are cosplaying here?" And I'm dressed like this, and he's dressed in a bright yellow Pikachu onesie with our Gengar and Pikachu plushie, and I'm like, I don't think I really saw anything that said cosplaying, but I just assumed that it would be fine. It's a Pokemon con. Like, why wouldn't it be okay? We both were hit with like a little bit of a wave of like anxiety of like, what? Like, there's no one else cosplaying. Like, we are literally going to be walking out dressed in onesies. I was like, you know what? If there is a wrong place to be showing up to an event in cosplay, it would be this. Like, there was nothing there against like cosplaying. Like, it wouldn't be against the norm, but it just didn't strictly say no cosplay. And there were a few people who were cosplaying. It just wasn't advertised as a cosplay event. The event was extremely crowded. I'm sure it was a lot more spacious than I thought it was. It's just that there was such a large crowd that decided to show up because the tickets were like $1. My friend and I were just having a difficult time getting around as it is. And throughout this event, I was trying to challenge myself into a little bit more less anxious. It was a little hard. I'm not necessarily a claustrophobic person, but I was feeling kind of claustrophobic in that environment, especially with this fat chunk right here, just carrying him around. And so there were times where I needed to retreat back into the hallway, and I asked my friend we could just chill there for a second because it was very crowded. My friend and I were probably there for about an hour, maybe, because I personally, like, I am just not a Pokemon card type of person. And there were a lot of booths dedicated to buying Pokemon cards. And so my friend and I pretty much just went around the sections with plushies and artists, booths. This is all I bought. It's a little Gengar keyboard clicker thing, like a fidget toy, I believe they're called. And I usually don't get stuff like this, but oh my god, I love this so much. Like, I don't have many fidget toys, and I would definitely love to start getting more because listen to this. Anyways, yeah. So we spent a lot of time walking around just trying to scope out the vendors' booths. My friend and I are both in a place where we're trying not to spend as much money, save more money more than anything. So we still wanted to go to the event and try to be more smart with our money. So leading up to this event, it was my goal to sort of try and talk to more people, put myself outside of my comfort zone. And so I kind of thought back to myself in the video that I'd made previously, where I gave suggestions as to how to sort of make friends or start things up in con environment. So my thinking was to pass something out if anybody had complimented me or asked to take a photo with me, which it wasn't really that kind of environment. I got a few people who had asked for my photo, as well as a photo with my friend. The space was so compacted and congested that there wasn't really enough time for me to like strike up a conversation and be like, oh, blah 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 blah. Here, do you want one of these? But I made these hurler bead magnets a while ago that I had sold or tried selling a few of at a booth that I had when I guested for an event. I have so many left over because I don't sell a whole lot. I just thought it would be kind of a cute thing to, if there was anybody that I'd asked to take a picture with me or wanted to talk to me or complimented my cosplay, I'd be like, oh, thank you so much. Like, would you like one of these magnets that I've made? And I'm gonna be really honest, even though that was the goal, the environment that I was in, like, just like the space was so tight. I was very particular about reading the situation in which it was a good time to stop and be like, oh, like, thank you so much. By the way, would you like a magnet? Especially when there are a million people who are trying to get by. I felt a little bit down about that because I was hoping to kind of actually get rid of a lot of these. Thankfully, I was able to, towards the end, this really nice lady and her sister, I believe it was, they had complimented my Gengar cosplay and they really liked my outfit, and she showed me her Gengar tattoo and she's like, oh my gosh, like, I love Gengar. And then I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Here, this is like a magnet I made. And then she's like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And she's like, oh my gosh, like, I would love that. And then she introduced me to her sister, and then I showed her sister like some magnets, and then she picked out an Eevee one. I don't know, like, she really appreciated my cosplay, like both of them did, the magnets as well. And it's just like, I don't know, it was nice because there weren't a whole lot of cosplayers there. I was feeling a little self-conscious at the event because I felt like some people were judging my outfit. To each their own preferences as far as comfortability with cosplays. I know mine was a little bit shorter than your typical Pokemon onesie, but this is what I had. I felt a little self-conscious because I felt kind of like people were judging me, particularly moms and girls around my age. I don't know, running into those two ladies really made my day and the event, and I was really glad that I was able to give them some magnets. Towards the end, I was like, oh my gosh, we are about to leave. Like, I need to do this. It was just like a little thing that I wanted to do for my self-improvement. I'm a very big self-improvement minded person, and sometimes I need to remind myself to not to put pressure on myself. I kind of just wanted to go back to the roots of where I am kind of addressing cosplayers that might be able to relate to things that my former self went through and things that I currently still go through right now. If you're watching this video, first off, thanks for watching my video. Moral of the story is to not beat yourself up so much, to not put so much pressure on yourself to reach a goal. Social anxiety is normal. I've been cosplaying since 2019, and I am still so awkward and so, like, I've been going to cons since then. And I'm still so awkward. I'm still so quiet and I still experience a lot of social anxiety. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I just kind of wanted to make this as a reminder that it's okay if social anxiety and introvertedness is something that you are trying to sort of work through in this environment or just in general. Please know that you are not alone, and that I don't even know what I'm trying to say. You are not alone, and do not put so much pressure on yourself with trying to work through things and to be perfect or to be the most extroverted individual in the room. This is a very raw and authentic video. I don't even know what I'm going to title it. Overall, that was my experience at this event. This was a very last minute and impromptu thing. I wanted to record just because it's pretty relevant to me and real that I'm going through at the moment. And if you can relate, let me know, because something about the aspect of community that I think is great, where people relate to each other, and that is what sort of forms that sense of community. Let me know in the comments if you are experiencing anything similarly or have experienced anything similarly. I hope that these videos are I hope the algorithm sends these videos to people that can relate. And I hope to sort of serve as somewhat of like a big sister-ish sort of figure, or just a friend, like I'm no influencer or anything. I just want to make videos and talk to the camera and talk to people that I think would be able to relate to me or find some inspiration or some good solid advice from. So yeah, I guess I have to do like the influencer-ish part now. So if you like this video, please leave me a like, a comment. Again, let me know in the comments if you've ever experienced anything similarly or are experiencing something like this as well, and ways that maybe you combat social anxiety in these settings. Now that I think about it, I'm probably going to make an entirely separate video about dealing with social anxiety as a cosplayer when doing cosplay in public. If you like this video, consider checking out my channel, maybe subscribing for more videos like this in the future. Say goodbye, Gengar. Here are my other social medias. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will talk to you all next time.